Alright, folks. Alright. There must be a butthole today, I swear. It's like an earthquake has hit the damn thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Trying to get this right, folks. I thought we were done with hurricanes. I didn't think we was going to get anything until the 15th, but guys, if you've not seen the thumbnail, holy crap. This just popped up out of nowhere. And I'm going to tell you what it is. You got Hector going toward Hawaii, and then you got a system right behind that one. And then you got two more on the Atlantic, TD7, and then you got System 93L. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you right now. They said they were going to sneak up on us this year because they want to get our guns. That's the only reason they're doing all this. I'm not kidding, guys. Everything is geoengineering. But we're going to go back to Daniel. He wants to tell y'all what's going on, and I think y'all need to know. Y'all are all asleep, and y'all need to wake up. So when I get to
a wave. You see this right here? It's a wave. And there's another image of his logo. When he went to Hawaii, he changed it. Let me see if I can find it. See, Obama's image is a wave, and so is the Pepsi image. It's the hide in plain sight a tsunami that is coming. Okay, when you take a Pepsi can and you tip it up to your face, you can then see the wave coming at you when you look down the side of the can. The way they positioned that. Oh, I know, that's crazy, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. These elites.
He's having problems with the internet. It's not me. I'm good. Huh. Thank goodness.
Have been running and planning things for thousands of years. They planned the Twin Towers for nearly 100 years. It was built to come down.
Better go charge that phone. It's going to be interesting in this one. By the way, I created Abyss versus the late Vader. This will be the last time you'll see Vader in my tournaments. Last man standing match, folks, and I created the TNA Bound for Glory arena. Enjoy. And this is for Vader.
Okay, I'm looking one more place here, and then I'm going to move on if I don't see it. Actually, I have it. Let me pull up my files here.
That's cool.
Should have had it up, but I just thought about it. I wanted to show it to you. Okay.
Enjoy. Share.
All these folders
like.
And all this work. This is years of research. Okay, hang on here. Let me think. I think it'll be in this folder here.
Impact Wrestling versus
folders on top of folders.
WWF in this one.
Load. Might be this one right here. Nope, not that one. Obama Wave. Oh! I found it.
He's having a heart attack. Woo.
You see that?
Sounds like Ric
That's
Flair.
Obama's logo that he changed it to just for his Hawaii trip. He was showing you that the wave in his logo is a tsunami wave. You understand now? See, not quite as crazy as you think. Okay? You can see that I've had these photos in here and been messing with them, and I put them in previous videos a number of times. There's another photo of Obama putting his hand in a rainbow. It's another staged photo. Rainbow, you know, the flood. Okay. Now, back to the conspiracy. Is what it is. Alright. Okay, I can close that. So, we've got Hector equaling Kilauea, mathematically about impossible. Going over here. One World Order, Barry Soetoro, the Day of the Lord, and it also matches World Terror. That was Hurricane Hector. Okay. Now, let's look at this. I want to
Thanks
show
for
you
the 3
something.
likes.
This is where something could go really wrong. Our hurricane produces an enormous amount of water. From the beginning, what they told you is that if the water table was to rise and get to the lava, that the volcano would produce a huge explosion. Right? A couple of bells starting to go off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have that fixing to happen. What we've got, back this out here so I can show you. This area across the top of this caldera, which is almost all caved in now,
Yep.
and the surrounding lands, but let's just talk about across here. This is 2 miles across. I've measured it. It's about 2 miles. The top of this is the whole of the caldera, the big caldera that is caving in. It's all caved in all the way back to about here. This is all caved in. It went down 1,000 feet or so or more. And this back here is caved in, and it's down hundreds of feet. Okay? So, now, we're going to have water collection that is going to collect over a area of 2 miles, or likely larger, that's going to be pouring into this caldera. And it's going to run down into this vent that has been created like a funnel. And when it gets down there, because of the amount of volume of water, when that hurricane hits, it goes down and it hits that lava.
Yep.
We're going to have a big boom.
Yep.
Remember the video the other day that was on the internet? If you haven't seen it, you can go pull it up. But it was where the lava is going out into the ocean, and there was a boat carrying some tourists out there, and some of the lava was under the water, and it kind of created a little tube where it was kind of cool inside the tube, cool outside the tube, and the lava was running through the tube, but something happened and it cracked open and exposed a fair amount of lava to the water, and it was a huge explosion, and lava rained down on top of a boat that was nearby and injured like 20-some people. Okay, that was a tiny lava explosion. They even gave you the name of it, of what it's going to be called when this happens. It was called a hydro magma explosion, something like that. Okay, they've already named it. They know what's going on, and we've got a problem.
Yeah, we do.
Because if this hurricane that's named Hector that matches Kilauea like it's meant to go there, goes there, and it's not just me saying it's going to go there. All the models are saying it's going there, except for one, and they're saying it's going to be Cat 4. I'm not so concerned, I don't think, about the wind. I mean, although the wind could be very bad and it could destroy hell. The Cat 4 hits, it could destroy everything on the island. But what could happen is that if enough water goes down into this volcano, okay, let me see, I think I have another image or two here to share with you about this. Let's see here. We'll come back to this. I want to tell you something. There's some other synchronicities that are very strange. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Kilauea is right here in the center. Okay. And the water pours all down into there. Okay. And produces a huge explosion some number of thousands of feet down under the earth. Now, one thing it's going to do is it's going to, because all that dirt's been falling down into the caldera and through the throat of the volcano, when that explodes, it's going to produce a steam explosion that is going to produce a pyroclastic flow. The way a pyroclastic flow is generated is when a bunch of dirt and material is down in the volcano, and when it goes off, it vaporizes that stone, and it vaporizes the dirt, and it throws it into the air up to, 30, 40, 50,000 feet, and then it runs down the hillsides and the mountainsides and vaporizes anything.
Well, what he's trying to say is, hey, trollers. Hey, the ones that said I didn't know anything. He's from Berkeley. He's a former scientist. And, that could happen, folks. Anybody's on the West Coast could be toast. Waiting. I'm waiting for the ones that said that I was wrong. I'm going to sit you down, kids. Because I'm telling you right now, I am aced every science test when I was in high school. Every one of them. And I'm telling you right now, when you have a hurricane and a volcano together, like he just said, it's going to make a boom. And that tsunami wave is supposed to be Obama's wave into that logo that he had for his presidential candidate. Okay? Just giving you heads up. Think about what I'm saying here. Because Hector is in the geometry. I thought you might want to know that. Barry Certo is in the hurricane of the name geometry. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. If this happens, millions of people are going to die.
It touches because it's a couple of thousand degrees hot. Okay? Now, if that happens underground in this location, we've got a major problem.
Yep.
Because the Helena slump, the Helena fault system right there, this area on this side of this rift zone, see, this ground has been split by this volcano, and it continues to be split. And there are many photos you can go look at where there are huge cracks along here from this eruption. This area that's on this side of this line, let me show you here. From here to here, like that. All this area could slip right off into the ocean. It's happened before, numerous times, and specifically one time in this actual location. I even may have a photo. Let me come right here. I can show you real quick for you new guys, especially you guys in Hawaii that are looking at this. I feel sorry for y'all guys. I wouldn't want to be out there. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but not now.
Not
You see
ever.
these piles of dirt at the bottom of the hill? Those were from previous slide
Hold on. What'd you say, buddy? I got blocked on Facebook for warning my buddy on the FEMA camps. Yeah, I did too, man. I've been blocked 15 times in 3 years. Guess what? Gotta have a backup plan, Roy. More than one Facebook account partner. That's why I've got more than one YouTube channel partner. We are going to beat the system. And there's nothing Obama can do. There's nothing Bill Clinton can do. All he can do is think about hitting another woman or raping another kid. But yes, I was right. But I had people around me, Roy. I didn't do this by myself. Some of them had families and they said, I don't think I have guts to do this. I said, well, I do. I said, you give me the information and I'll be the speaker for you. And that's what I'm doing, folks. Because, one, I don't have family. I'm not married. I don't have kids. Number two, my freedom is more important than anything out there. Number three, my grandfather was in World War II. Number four, my family was in the Middle East. And then you had my uncle he was a lieutenant in the army, and then I had my uncle in Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. So I've got people around me telling me what's about to happen, folks. People that knows what's going on. I'm like a sponge. I'm learning everything I can, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We need to be awake, ahead of the game, and we need to undivide this country. Because if we don't, 4 billion Chinese is going to come in here and whoop our ass. That's great, Roy. That's great.
1,000-foot tsunami. That's what Berkeley University is predicting that would happen if this rift zone comes off into the ocean again. And if you get a huge amount of water and pour it down, the more water you pour down, the bigger the explosion is going to be. And we're talking about a hurricane here throwing the water down. And so we're talking about a massive disaster. And it's going to blow that side of that mountain off into the ocean. And you're going to have a tsunami that is going to, it's going to do some bad things.
We talked about this in June. We said there was going to be a tsunami. We said this in May. When the volcano happened, me and Daniel and some more others got together and got our heads together and started getting smart. Because remember, the dinosaurs are saying they didn't have a plant. They didn't have chemical plants. Hawaii does. So you remember? Think about this. With chemical plants and a hurricane and a volcano, it's going to be a big boom, folks. It's going to be a big boom. Category 4 hurricane, and then you got another one behind it. That is not a good sign for a volcano. That's like putting CO2 on chemicals. Chemicals versus chemicals. No, God knows what they got in that hurricane. Because you remember, I told you, 25 million chemicals have been ordered by FEMA from China to FEMA. And what are they doing? Them hurricane airplanes are coming in there. Every time a hurricane airplane comes into a hurricane, they put chemicals in that hurricane. They're not going in there to take pictures. Oh, let's see how pretty it is. No. They're in there to screw up shit. They've been doing it for over 40 years, folks. They've learned something. They said, hey, this is another way we can kill people without them knowing. Think about it. Thanks for the 3 likes. I'm working my rear end off for y'all for free. Because y'all deserve it.
Most of Hawaii, all the islands, some of the islands go completely underwater. And over in California, let's take a look at that. Let's say it comes up from the south here, southeast, or it'll come from the southwest. and it'll come up this way, like towards LA, and it's coming up this direction. This is a modeler that modeled tsunami of the predicted height of this tsunami. This is the San Francisco Bay Area and all that area down through there. It floods that entire valley. Millions of people would drown. In the Los Angeles area, the whole valley there would flood. There would be another several million people that would die in Los Angeles. It would flood up to the hills. You see?
What did I say, guys? I said the same thing. Guys, hello, Amy. Do you hear what he's saying? This hurricane is going to be devastating for the West Coast. And you got to remember, we got a chemical plant. That's chemical warfare. When they got chemtrails into this hurricane, plus you got them 25 million chemicals into that hurricane, and then you got a volcano with chemicals in it, because this is man-made to destroy Hawaii and the West Coast. Roy says, hey, Amy. So this is what I'm trying to say is, folks, why do you think they're doing all the fires? They're pushing you like you're a bunch of rats, and they're kind of like squishing you into sardines in the middle. Look, the East Coast is going to go through the same thing. 6 or 7 more years. I'm still trying to figure out that date. I've got so much on me. So much. I'm not going to give up on our America. We've got to fight this, folks. But we've got to get it out. We got to get the information out. Even though they're blocking, and I call it cock blocking, blocking the real stuff and the real news for fake news. Okay? And what a match that was. Hope y'all enjoyed that. That will be the last time you'll see Vader in the tournament, because he's passed away, and I don't wrestle with people that's resting in peace. But yes, time of sorrows. You're right, Amy. People just asleep. You would think they would have already woke up and seen all them fires. Wait a minute, something's up. No, they're still asleep. They're thinking about football. Hey, the Baltimore Ravens are playing tonight. Who gives a shit? It's fake. Like the XFL. I've already told you who's going to win the Super Bowl. I already told you who's going to win the World Series in 2015. The Cubs. Just like in Back to the Future. Everything's fake. And this year will be the Black Panthers winning the Super Bowl. And I'm going to tell you right now, we got to undivide this country and do it fast, and we got to do it now. And that's why I came online. Yes, peace and then sudden destruction. It's coming, folks. We may have a hurricane hitting volcano, and then after Hawaii goes down, we could have the big earthquake at the same time when they hit the 3 Fukushima bombs hitting the plate, the San Andreas plate, because it's stuck right now. You heard Smith guy from Fox. It's stuck. And when it gets done, it's going to be a 9.0, which he lied. It's going to be a 12.0. I've already added it up. If you put 3 bombs together, which one is a 6.0. But if you put 3 bombs together, because I've tested Russia's, or not Russia bomb, but North Korea's bomb was a 6.0 on the Richter scale when they tested the bomb underground. So, what I'm trying to say is, when this bomb goes off, You're going to need 3 bombs. That will be a 12.0. Might be worse than that if they're going to use 3. But they're going to use 3. 3 means 666. NWO is doing it in gematria, in letters. I already told you what Hector was. It's Hurricane. Hector is the volcano. Okay? The tsunami is Obama's logo from the sun. And that's not all, folks. That's not all. And you have the. What is Obama's head with the sun? It's the asteroid that's supposed to be coming, folks. He said it in his speeches. You will not see it coming. Because it's going to come from the sun during the daytime. That's what it is, folks. Well, Antichrist, if you want to call it that. I don't think he's going to be the Antichrist. Like I said, I think it's going to be Prince Williams. But y'all decide what y'all want to do. I mean, you're going to have more than one Antichrist. We've already had Clinton. Wow, shit. Reagan, Nixon. We've had Clinton. We've had Bush, Obama, and Trump. The last one will be the Antichrist. The 7th one. We're heading to the 7th Antichrist, folks. I thought you might want to know that. Interesting, huh? I added it up yesterday. I said, holy shit. The 7th one is the last one for the next president. And we haven't had a woman yet, folks. Makes you want to say, what if it's a woman or a man that's dressed up as a woman? Like Big Mama. I'm not saying Big Mama's the president. I'm talking about like how they dress up Big Mama, if that makes any sense. I mean, y'all think about it. I got my
tsunami that I was able to plug in here is not even as large as what they said it would be 1,000 foot high, but it would only be about 300-400 feet when it got to the U.S. I was only able to plug in about 150 feet tsunami, so it would be about
crazy ain't the word. They're going to legalize pot because in the Bible it says if you legalize drugs, it's going to get worse for y'all because they're going to poison you with the pot. They already found rat poison in it. Now they're going to put none other than flocka and spice. Look, you do not trust the government. I should know that. You should know that. If you trust the government, you're dead anyways.
A lot worse than what this model is able to predict. It would fill this valley further up towards Anderson and Red Bluff and Redding. And it would fill it all the way down to Bakersfield. And it would go further inland along in some of these areas like Santa Maria.
I want y'all to look up Kamala. Kamala is Obama's family. Kamala Smith is in as a candidate now, running as a Democrat. So check out. I'm getting smart, and I don't even like politics.
Ventura, and go further into Los Angeles over towards Riverside and San Bernardino. It would be catastrophic. And this tsunami is not only going to hit the United States, okay? You're talking about other places too. But if we come here and throw it in.
Yeah, I said California is not going to be the only tsunami is going to get it. Okay, we got Alaska on the Ring of Fire. We got Mexico. What's the other countries out there? Y'all help me out because I can't keep up with all these countries. But I'm only focusing on America because they are going to use that. Look, this is the way the foreigners have a chance to come in here to ruin our freedom. If we're down and out and we're fighting against each other, what do you get? You're fighting each other. Wham, 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 wham. And then all of a sudden, you're fighting and shooting each other. And all of a sudden, you got parachuters coming out of nowhere from up in the air. And you're not even thinking because you're worried about fighting each other. That's what the government wanted you to do. They wanted you to fight each other. And that's what you're doing. And guess what? You're going right into their plan. And I'm not. I am a lot smarter. And the reason these men are fighting each other is because they're on the wrong drugs. The wrong drugs. And if you're on drugs, you can't see it coming. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect. I've been on some stuff. But I finally woke up in 2014, when Ferguson hit. That was it. That was it, Jack. It was time to wake up.
In Seattle, you can see what happens in Seattle.
Yeah.
And again, this is smaller. This model doesn't go as big as what Berkeley University says that the math says. You see there? All the valley back in around in Seattle is flooded out. About another million people or so. It run up the river here and just flood all this valley almost all the way down to Olympia. Seattle, the city itself, would be underwater, most of it. I know this is crazy stuff. It's scary. You know, all of here would all flood. You know, all of this area up here going into Anchorage and all that, it would all flood.
I didn't understand what you said. I got bad eyes, man. You get foreign invaders. Andrew, I know what you meant. Yep. What is the UFOs? Illegal immigrants. Illegal aliens. That's your aliens right there, folks. And then you got the real aliens that's going to come out of left field where you're thinking about, holy shit, wait a minute, I thought that was the real ones. Nope, you're being deceived. You're being delusioned. And anybody that tells you that there's a UFO out there right now, they are retarded. Because I'm telling you guys, did you not hear Sophia say Earthlings the other day? China. Damn. People just gotta wake up. Seriously. I feel sorry for y'all.
And then when a tsunami hits over here, it bounces off and comes back, and you get a reverberation of waves. Now this area here that is actually land, over in here, this is all land. Because of the elevation, this tsunami modeler is based off elevation. This whole Delta area, Yukon Delta National Wildlife Refuge, would flood along with about 20 towns here. We're talking the death of probably 1 billion people.
Golly.
I know,
1 billion?
I know, it's crazy.
It is. 1 billion people, guys.
I'm just reporting the information. So
he just added 1 billion people. Mine was smaller than that. I was trying to be nice. For crying out loud, he's hitting you right in the balls.
that you're aware of that being close to the coast might not be a good idea if that hurricane hits that volcano. And we won't be in the clear for days after the volcano passes because it's going to take a little bit for that water to all get down there to that caldera. We'll want to be cam, and that let's look for more and more steam. We should see more and more steam, more and more steam, and then boom. Down here around South America, we can take a look at what it would do. Let's run it up in this bay right here. Wouldn't surprise me if it didn't go completely across. I know there are some mountains in there.
It wouldn't surprise me either, because God does a lot of crazy
things. It does
things.
go completely across. Wow. In 2 spots.
Wow.
I guess it reverberates back around. It crosses down around the Panama Canal, and Panama City actually gets across, almost crosses down here too.
Panama City.
That's not good. Let's go over and take a look at Hawaii itself and how it would be affected, because then this model can nowhere come near the damage of what would happen here, because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times bigger than what this model will show us. You can see that large parts of the island, especially where Honolulu and some of the other islands are at, large areas of the islands would be underwater. Here we have this area, of course, would be all the coastline would go underwater.
I don't know if y'all remember Alex Shelley, but I created him from Impact Wrestling. The Bullet, not the Bullet Club, but the Machine Guns from Detroit, Michigan. And Akeem versus Alex Shelley. And No Holds Barred, that's pretty good. And Enjoy My Arena that I created.
Yeah, huge population areas like Hilo. All of it would wrap around backwards and forth around these islands. If this
Thanks
happened.
for the 4 likes.
And I think there is a serious risk, especially knowing that this volcano has had some help. Okay, there's a lot of y'all guys overseas too. I can't run models on everywhere, but this thing's out here in the middle. It's going to go every direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere that's going to be spared if this happens.
Nope.
Let me just run it in here one time.
Mexico, you're in the crosshairs. Alaska. The whole West Coast. Japan. This is going to hit Japan. He's showing Japan, folks. This is how Japan goes down. This is crazy.
Running a little slow populating here. Sorry about that.
What the hell? How's Japan involved? Okay, I'm learning something different now.
Let me run it one more time here in case I didn't. It only will run out so far. It's not an indication that the tsunami will only go that far. The tsunami keeps right on going. It don't stop until it runs into something.
This is going to be ugly, folks.
You can see here that large areas go underwater.
He's right.
Down in the Philippines here. New Zealand and all this area down here in Papua New Guinea. Y'all guys would have a mess. Everybody would have a mess. No one would escape this in the Pacific if it happens.
Golly. I didn't expect that.
Even down here in South America, down here, you wouldn't escape it.
This is scary, guys.
Over here in Australia, y'all guys would get a little bit of protection from this area because of this area here, but you would still have some major problems.
I do both on purpose. Thank you for the subscriber. Is it D? Markel? I do wrestling, game designs, and the WWE shows, but this is a big tournament. Just now started it this week, but we're doing real news. The reason I'm having to do all of it at the same time, they're not targeting game designers or games. So we're doing the news at the same time so y'all know what's going on and what's happening, because we've got a mess in the Pacific and y'all need to wake up. Seriously. And I think I'm here to save y'all. I don't supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be dead. And I'm here to save y'all. That's all I can say. Just understand that I'm here to undivide this country too.
All that has to happen, guys, the stage is set. I've told you that volcano throat is filling up. It's getting ready. Everything's perfect. It's like watching a disaster unfold in slow motion. I spend a lot of time studying this stuff, and I've read an enormous amount of material on this stuff. And on down here.
And here are the
information I'm talking about has a factual.
You're welcome. Yes, I'm pretty smart. I'm intelligent. I'm telling you, man, I've been learning a lot in the last 4 years, okay? I woke up during the hurricane. I woke up during Ferguson when George Soros funded that. So, and now George Soros funded all these bathymetrics that's in the cities, and they got homing devices on them. If you got a bathymetric and there's a homing device on this bathymetric, your city is going to be blown away by Russia. Russia is going to hit the Christians and the atheists and everything, because we've been partying and having fun too much, and our government's been having fun and partying with our tax money, and Russia's pissed off because they've been poking the bear, and you just don't poke the bear and get away with it anymore. He's got Satan 2, and he's about to show you what Satan 2 is. And I'm telling you right now, it's ugly.
If you pour a bunch of water down a volcano that's got a bunch of dirt in its throat, it's going to clear its throat. You're going to have a massive steam explosion. And if it's massive enough, it's going to blow that flank off that's already cracked and already tilting towards the ocean and moved. When we had that 6.9, it moved like 4 feet.
Thanks for the 4 likes. Shoot, I ain't even noticed.
Speaking of that 6.9, it was an interesting thing. That 6.9 earthquake, which I'm going to show you here, okay? We had a 6.9 on 5.4. We had a 5.4 on 5.4. We had a 5.3, or excuse me, 5.0 on 5.3. We went a 5.0, 5.4, 6.9, okay? Now look at where these things are at. Here was on 5.3, there was a 4.0 right here. And on 4.30, there was another earthquake right here. Okay. You can probably see this. Let me zoom it in one more. You're not full screen, you should be. Okay. This rift zone runs from here all the way down like this. Let me show you the area that's...
DeMarco, the reason I'm having to do this is they've been deleting our videos. They have deleted over, I'm going to say over 100 videos that I had that was really, really good. I predicted the hurricanes, New Year's Eve, and the earthquakes and the volcanoes was going to get worse from June 19th to August 28th, and I'm on top of everything. And they don't like it. They don't like it at all. And I'm doing this, and I have not had a video deleted on gaming yet, so I'm doing something right, I believe. Kevin Shipp, Edward Snowden, and John Moore told me that this would be a good, smart plan. I asked them if this would work, and they said yes. I said, great. We're going to keep on doing it then. I'm under the radar for a reason, because I care about y'all.
At risk for falling off into the ocean. I don't think this is going to work this time. Nope. stage. Okay. Is from this point down here, right straight through here, through the Puna Geothermal Venture Plant, all the way back along here, and then down the southwest rift zone right here. Bam. Up to the volcano, all the way across here out to the point. Okay. All this area has the potential of going in the ocean. Okay. Because see, as you know, we have fissures and cracks, major fissures and cracks, all the way along, running out to here to the fissure number 8. We have a bunch of a bunch of lava that's on the ground on top up here.
Hey, Amy, if you're still there, what if this hurricane and the volcano and the tsunami happens at the same time as the volcano erupts on the west coast? You're calling to open people's eyes. Thank you, and always be safe. The government like to do suicides. I'm not scared of them. I already told them to shoot me, and they haven't done it yet because they know I got almost 20 million Marines that walked away from the pedophile government that's on my side. Don't look too good for them. And they know it. They know it. And they know I got my uncles on the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department side. So I would love for them to touch me because I've got a stepfather that's former Navy, and he's got AR-15s that are ready to blow their heads off. So, yeah, I'm not scared. Not scared of nothing. I'm supposed to die a long time ago, man, in a head-on collision in 2005. But think about this, Amy. This tsunami hits the west coast, and then the volcano erupts at the same time, and the submarine hits the west coast with them 3 Fukushima bombs, just like in the Fast and the Furious movie. They were trying to save the, they were trying to save the world from them big Russian submarines. What if this happens at the same time? We have a mess on the west coast. Not just a mess. People are going to have heart attacks, and they're going to be shocked in a heartbeat. This is all man-made. All of it is made by man. What if they had the God of Rod come in there at the same time too? We didn't think about that. That's coming from a satellite. Think about it. The rod of God, hitting the west coast, either, and it could hit the volcano and make it worse. I'm just saying, something's about to happen. I know they did order more plastic coffins. I sent that out. I actually put it on YouTube somewhere. On one of my channels, I can't keep up. But it could be on my Rest in Peace, and it could be on this one. The only 2 that I main do this on is these 2. The other ones are giving out bullies' addresses and names and stuff that on anonymous. I got an anonymous account too. So, and I'm not scared of telling you. Kevin Shipp and Edward Snowden giving me all the addresses of all the bullies that's been bullying everybody online. But, yeah, I guess so, D. Probably. You might be right. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting, folks. By the way, I created Andre Cien Lamas, and yeah, enjoy on that one. And Akira Sasawa, he's awesome. This is going to be a good match. But tell me if you think these guys look like the wrestlers. I just Googled their faces and their looks and everything and did the best I could with one eye.
That would be an interesting show to watch. But as water pours in these cracks right here that have been made by these fissures, you're going to see a show. And it may just go ahead and blow this front edge off right here. And if Kilauea goes off too, because of the water that's collecting in there on top of that 2-mile wide caldera, we're going to have a major problem.
Yep.
This is going to be a disaster of biblical proportions.
Yep, I agree. It's gonna be bad. This is awful.
The fact that these earthquakes happen where they did, look where that 6.9 happened at. Look where these other ones happened at. This is all right down here around Puna geothermal.
If you just join me, who was it again? D. What we're finding out is we've got 2 hurricanes coming toward Hawaii, and this hurricane is going to beeline through the whole deal. If you, oh my God, I'm thinking as I'm talking to y'all, but and then we got 2 more systems on the Atlantic coast. We're about to be surrounded, folks. No wonder they've been setting up all these Walmarts, and they have had this planned for 40 years is what I'm finding out. 40 years. Guys, do y'all realize I'm 40? 40. And this is 40 years? That's crazy. Somebody put me here to do this for y'all. Seriously, I don't like the internet. I hate YouTube. I hate Facebook. I hate the internet, guys. I hate doing this. I hate the news. And here I am doing all this. Y'all keep on wanting more. Y'all keep on subscribing, and y'all keep on liking, and y'all keep on sharing, and y'all keep on doing that. I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to keep on working for y'all for free, for your freedom, for your kids, for your families. Do you realize they're trying to take our guns for Christmas? Do y'all realize what they're doing in Chicago right now? Gun confiscations. They're doing it in Hawaii. They're about to do it to Alaska. Alaska, folks. That's scary as shit. I don't know how to explain it. So all I'm asking is you to share these videos, tell them what I'm doing, and that I'm having to hide so y'all can get this stuff. If y'all don't, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, guys. We're going to be outnumbered is what's going to happen. Because they don't talk English.
Venture plant. You don't reckon there's a chance that they set it off at the beginning of May on purpose, do you? There's no chance in that because they just happen to have a fracking plant there where they're drilling holes all over that side of the island and running big long tubes or underground drills, and they're pumping fluid and gas, panting gas under the ground. There ain't no way they would be up to nothing bad, right? It isn't like they've ever done anything like 9/11 to make us think that they would do something diabolical.
Yes, they would.
I think there is a chance that they could be doing something like that. And that this 6.9 was these earthquakes right here, the 5, 5.4, and then that 6.9. I'm not so sure they were earthquakes more than they were explosions.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Daniel. Thank you. I've been saying that so long. I am so glad I am not the only one talking about this. Holy shit. I finally found somebody that's talking like me now. Are you kidding me? A scientist, by the way, from Berkeley. Damn. We are good. Amy, you're on it, and I appreciate all the work you've been doing. And I'm going to get to the news as best I can, but my mom's birthday only comes but once a year.
This happened, all of a sudden the lava started draining down out of the volcano.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am eat, sleep, conquer the NWO, repeat. Eat, sleep, conquer NWO, repeat. Eat, sleep, conquer NWO, repeat. I'm just going to suplex their ass all over the place. Suplex City, bitch.
It would not surprise guys, at all. Remember all the tsunami warnings that they said, oh, it was a mistake, like this one, right? Let's see, where's it at? I had one. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It was for San Francisco. It was on May the 6th of May, 2016. They had
you don't know my nickname, do you? I'm Hurricane Andrew, and I'm going to give him an F5.
warning. It was fake. On May 11th, they had another one. Tsunami warning, Alaska, and it was at 7:02 a.m. on May 11th, 5/11/2018. It had a tsunami warning, and they said it was a mistake. They had one for the as well. Here's where it's showing for the Northwest. I think that was the Alaska one. And then here's one, a tsunami warning in effect for New York City, New York until 9:28 a.m. It is absolute.
Remember them warnings, folks. We warned you. We've been warning you for a long, long time. And yes, I know you're getting tired of the warnings, and I know you're getting tired of the watches, and I know you're getting tired of all this. But we've got to stay on our toes, folks, if you want to survive. We are in the Survivor Series, folks. I am awake because I had a grandfather telling me this was coming. He said they did all of this in World War II. All of it. And we're about to have World War III. Do you want to survive? Or do you want to throw the white flag for these foreigners that they think they own us when they don't? Or did you really work your ass off and paid your taxes to this shit? For them to party and have sex with your kids underground, and they build an underground tunnel without you being there? No, you're not getting a ticket. Sorry. No lottery ticket. They're leaving you behind. I thought you might want to know that. You're the deer in the headlights when these 1,000 asteroids comes. Yes, God's coming. And they hack into the geostorm on purpose. When they hack the geostorm, everything's going to go to chaos. And God's going to finally control the weather. Because remember, CERN, Switzerland is opening up the gates of hell and heaven. Remember that. And if you don't know what CERN, Switzerland is, you might want to go Google it or look it up or something, because this is what's messing up the sun, the Earth's shield, and the sun is going crazy, and it's a vacuum cleaner for the sun flares. And that's why I said we were going to have the worst earthquakes, the worst volcanoes. It's going to get bad. As they're doing it, as God's doing stuff, you got the Lamb of God doing things. So remember that, folks. I'm not here to preach. I'm here to show you what's going on.
Is that they do this to kind of put something in your face. The Puna geothermal venture plant is currently burnt down to the ground. I believe at this point it's pretty safe to say that a fire overtook this camera because it stopped functioning 2 days ago. When this is the last photo we was able to take with a bunch of smoke. The fire was running up this mountainside and burned the camera up apparently because you can no longer get an updated image. Here are the fires where the drones are setting the fires out in California. Yeah, I said drone.
Did you hear what he said? He said drones are burning up in California. I'll say this again, since the people said I was stupid and I was lying. And this is a scientist from Berkeley. A drone that's burning up California. Go back out, pussy. A drone from China burning California. I'm going to say it again. Come on. Say it one more time, folks. China is collecting because our government and the stupid elites partied with our tax money instead of and borrowing money, and our gold is gone, folks. Donald Trump is lying. He's lying. Gold is in China's hands. Fort Knox got robbed during 9/11, and that was the distraction. Let's keep on.
Setting the fires out in California. In America, we're being burned out of our country. They're using energy weapons, direct energy weapons to set forest fires. Well, you don't think they'd do that? Well, they blew up 3 buildings in New York City, but we know they did that.
Yep.
So they damn sure would set forest fires to get you out of an area that they don't want you in because they've already sold this portion of the country.
Yep.
That's right. See the forest fires, the smoke coming off of
We've
them
been
right here.
sold out.
Right there.
What was the WCW pay-per-view? NWO sold out. Go back and look at it if you don't believe me. That's why I'm doing WWE too.
All up through here. Half the state's on fire. Guys, I've given you my information that I know today. I don't know what else to say. I hope that y'all guys will take the time to share this information wide, come back to it again later and share it again. Be part of the solution and help these videos go, because YouTube and other people just don't want these videos to go anywhere.
Nope.
I
Obama.
appreciate y'all guys. If you appreciate my work, you're welcome to support it because YouTube don't. And there's some links down right below this video, and I would be happy to have you as a Patreon supporting me with $1 a month or more. And there's a PayPal link down there. You can send any donations direct to me to PayPal. I know y'all guys know you don't get news like this anywhere else.
I don't do that.
You sure don't get it on the television.
No.
You don't get it on the radio. And there ain't nobody on YouTube doing this.
Nope.
It's bringing it to you like this now, is there?
Only me and
I
him.
really appreciate you recognizing that and supporting me so that I can keep doing this, because I'm currently in the process of losing about everything I got. Again, guys, have a great day. I love y'all. Say your prayers tonight. Ask God for protection, and He'll protect you. God loves you, and so do I. Have a wonderful day.
He's awesome. That's Daniel. Logic Before Authority, if you want to subscribe to him. He's a humanitarian warrior, just like me. There's only 2 of us out there doing it. And not like we are. Everybody else is doing it like it's an earthquake. No. It's a bomb. Remember, they're digging for oil. They're doing it in the Middle East. That's why Damascus goes down. Everything is about oil. They say it's Christianity and atheists and devil worshippers and all this other crap, but it's all about food, water, and oil. Okay? I thought you might want to know that. Thanks for the 6 likes. Alaska is going to be in ruins, folks. We got to help each other. We got to. I mean, they got an ID coming out. Is this what I'm hearing? Oh no, guys, that's breaking news. That's sad. We had a kid die in Fairfield today. A drive-by shooting while he was at the park. Damn. Y'all keep on shooting each other and keep shooting innocent people. They are going to come and get your guns. Your freedom will be gone. Y'all gotta quit that shit. Quit shooting us. Hit the damn NWO with the damn bullets. Was there a time when the moon was? I don't know. I don't know what else. I'm watching. I'm trying to see what else is in the news. Let me see before. There's always breaking news coming out of nowhere. Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna keep on going there. Just give me a moment, folks. Wow. So Tozawa won. Can I not get out of this? Okay, finally. I'm trying to get to your news. Shine down. No, that's not news. Pittsburgh DOD exercise picking people off roofs. Prep for tsunamis. Oh, wow. This is big. So he's doing it. Okay. Good work, Amy. Thank you. I might play this one because I've been talking about this. We got people that looks like Wolverine. Pittsburgh DOD exercises picking people off roofs. Prep for tsunamis. Interesting. Let's go to that. Can we?
What's up, guys? It's Marv. It is August 2nd, 2018, and I wanted to bring something to your attention that I believe is a huge part of this puzzle.
Yeah, it's a big puzzle.
The DOD are doing exercises in Pittsburgh. People are well aware of that. I have been going through my email all day, and I've gotten some very interesting emails. So I wanted to read you a couple because I believe this is incredibly important.
It's awful, dude.
Cheryl Blank says, "Hi, Marv. My name is Blank. My husband and I have grown concerned with the exercises they are doing around our house. We have had military helicopters of all type flying all over the place. Someone shared one of your videos on Facebook about the West Coast tsunami and earthquake last week. And we have family out there, so we made sure they knew. Here's the part that's very unnerving for us. The helicopters are doing nighttime exercises, picking up people off the roofs of our local fire station and a closed-down supermarket. And our neighbor also said that they saw the same thing at the JCPenney's, which is recently closed down. Why are they doing this? Is this related in any way? I think absolutely.
I believe so.
I'm going to go to this other one that I got. This one's pretty specific, so if anybody is around the Ross Township, pay attention to this one. Subject is helicopters practicing at 12:19 a.m. Hey, Marv, there have been strange things happening all week in town. The DOD are doing drop-down pickups in Pittsburgh. I am right by the Ross Township Mall, and they have people pretending to be stranded on their roofs and helicopters picking them up.
Wow.
This is not a secret. The whole city has been watching this for days now. For whatever reason, they are right over my head, and they are loud. It seems like they can make their helicopter loud or quiet. I will see the same one almost silent, and then it gets way louder. Does Pittsburgh have anything to worry about? In my honest opinion, I don't think Pittsburgh is the subject. I think Pittsburgh is the opposite of over here. I think they're doing it over there so they don't concern anybody over here. Otherwise, they're...
You know what? He's right. I think they're practicing on the East Coast because the West Coast is not seeing what we're doing over here. Because the news has got you occupied on the fake news. If you're not noticed, you're not seeing any of this shit on the news. You're seeing fake ass shit with actors named, I don't know, General Dunford from the Militia Rising. Not General Dunford. That's the real General. General Mad Dog Mattis is an actor from the movie, from the show Marines, the Militia Rising from National Geographic show. If you did not know that, if you want to, you can go look it up. I was the smart one to do. Look at that. But that is crazy, folks. Unbelievable. Let's keep on. We're almost done with this video.
There are people that would say turn this into something like maybe the East Coast or a nuke is going to cause a tsunami or something like that. I think this is practice for the Cascadia subduction zone. It's extremely top secret. This is just now coming out about all this. I really didn't pay much attention. Anytime I see a story like this, I check to see if anybody sent stuff about it. And this one is getting a lot of traction. So if you live in Pittsburgh, please email me at marfugelnews@gmail.com or at marfugelmail@gmail.com. This is very concerning to me. This is definitely something that we need to be watching out for. Like I've said, I have heard straight from the mouth that we're expecting this a lot sooner than people think. So please be safe, be prepared, keep your eyes open, don't be scared, be prepared. And Marf out. All right, guys.
So let me get this straight, okay? Let me get this straight. Amy Cole, if you're there, I know you're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I know you watched my show. And you subscribed a couple of weeks ago. You need to comment down below and let me know if you've seen any helicopters around your area doing this, because we need to know. I haven't. That's the first time I've heard that. So that is interesting. That does not surprise me. They've been training about Fukushima bombs last year when they did the what you call it? Let's read this message from so I've had some idiot messages on the one with I'm calling out BP Earthwatch and they don't like it. BP Earthwatch, submarines ready to blow up West Coast. Share viral. Is not going to be an earthquake, because he's been talking about earthquakes. I've been talking about bombs. Then he made fun of Jesus Christ the other day on a cartoon video, which that did not sit well with me. It did not. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see here. Rest in peace, NWO. The real news. You're ex-CIA yet. No, I'm not. I did not say I'm ex-CIA, dumbass. See? You putting words right out of my mouth again. Brian with a fake name. You can't even spell. That's because I got one eye and I do the best I can, buddy. Nobody's perfect. So you're gone. That's what happens, guys. And he's got 2 subscribers. That does not surprise me. So he's gone. That's what happens. You sit there and bully somebody, and by the way, you've been reported, and with you reporting, would not surprise me if a drone hits you upside the head like they did the kids at Parkland shooting. Like they said it was a shooting, it was drones. It's been drones all along, even from the Las Vegas shooting. So I thought you might want to know that, Brian, if you're listening. If you want to play games, I'm going to play games right with you. I'm not here to play. You done. That's all I got to say. And if you've never seen a channel like me before, I'm not here for subscribers, likes, or shares. I mean, I'm wanting you to share, but I'm not here for your bully crap and your stupidity, because you need to grow up and grow up fast before the tsunami hits you. Because we're going to have a bad hurricane season. You think it's quiet now? Remember, last year it was right after the August 21st, after the eclipse, is when all hell broke loose. Remember that, folks. And I'm talking about we're going to do this earlier than the 21st this time. I said the 15th, but it looks like there's 2 new storms, so we could be in trouble. But Brian, we'll see you later, and go feed your dog, okay? So that's the way I look at that. Let's keep on going. Let's see here. Any news? And Dutch Chinese, I don't know if you know, he is a CIA operative. He keeps on talking about earthquakes and when there's bombs. They're bombing the whole world, folks. They're bombing the whole world. I thought you might want to know that. And Paul Begley is just now saying something about Hurricane Hector. It's not, he's not talking about stupid shit anymore. I'm so sick of him. I don't know. Let's see here. Anything else? Let's keep on going. Amy, you got some good stories. I'm not kidding. I'm trying to figure out which one's the best one I need to pick. It's like any, meeny, miny, mo here. Oh, this is a good one. Red Tide, which I told you in 8818, the Crimson Tide was in the privacy alert. The Crimson Tide, Alabama, is picked to win the national championship because of the red tide. Killing fish on Siesta Key. Scientists fear it will continue to spread. Yes, it's going to spread because you haven't.
Dozens of dead fish and sick.
I don't know what is going on here. What the hell happened?
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go back. If you did not know this, yeah, y'all can go place y'all's bets right now. Alabama wins. Because there's two quarterbacks that's Christians, and then your Super Bowl will be the other Christian quarterback, Cam Newton, with the Black Panthers, Carolina Black Panthers. Get it? And you got NASCAR with the 2018 with the 18 car winning the championship on that deal because it's all prophecy. All right, Red Tide, killing fish. Let's see if I can do that again. Interesting, isn't it? Thanks for the 6 likes.
Dead fish and sick beachgoers. This video coming to us late this afternoon from Siesta Key. The latest map from FWC. I want to show it to you right here. It shows red tide already impacting our Florida counties down to the south. As our Jake Peterson reports tonight, it could come to Tampa Bay next.
Tampa?
Siesta Key is our most popular beach.
But now it's nearly a ghost town. County crews putting up these signs for people to stay out of the water.
It's just really pretty miserable for everybody.
Beachgoers are coughing and fish are dying. Hundreds of them scattered across Siesta Key Wednesday.
All of my
It's on the news. The news is finally saying it, Amy. Holy crap. And Gail is in Tampa. She got to get out of there. I told her to leave. If y'all don't leave Florida, Satan 2 is going to hit that place. And I'll tell you why. Mar-a-Lago, Florida, where Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein had sex with 13-year-olds.
people that come from Siesta Key come here to ride on my boat.
Anna Maria Captain Kathy Fannin says she's still getting business for now, but red tide is very much on her radar. Those who know the water also know red tide can spread and get even closer to the Bay Area. Moat marine scientist Dr. Tracy Fanara says Tampa Bay could see red tide effects as soon as this weekend.
Depending on conditions, blooms are really patchy and they move with currents and wind.
She says this is the worst fish kill the area has seen in years. They're studying how to make red tide weaker.
It's so hard to say how much longer a bloom is going to stick around because there are so many parameters that come into play.
But for now, those who depend on the water are watching and waiting to see what's next.
It really does mean a loss of business.
Reporting on Siesta Key, Jake Peterson, ABC Action News.
So, therefore, the news is finally talking about this. I don't know if the other news is talking about this, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys. Y'all got to get out of the water. It's absolutely worse than algae. Okay? I'm still investigating on the officer suspended with pay. With pay? Or without pay? After videos shows him punching a woman. What the hell? They don't have a spell in here. Detroit's chief, which Detroit is awful. I've got videos I'm going to be showing very, very soon about this. What's going on here? Who just popped up? I think possibly if the hurricane is heavy on Hawaii, maybe it will put the volcano fire completely out. No, May. Me and Daniel's been talking about this. Get ready for a big boom. Yeah, it's not looking good right now, okay? Hawaii, I know you want good for Hawaii and the whole West Coast, but it's time. It's time to realize what's real and what's not. And y'all been deceived for so many years. Y'all are used to this fake news, and the internet's here to make the news look like a bitch, and that's what we're doing. Yes, it is. Yes, I agree, May. It's why do you think the Marines militia is recruiting and training right now? Your government's not coming to save you, folks. Did they save you during Hurricane Katrina? No. They sat there and worried about the Middle East oil with George W. Bush. You really think he's going to save you? You really think Trump's going to save you? He's smiling about this because he did the 9/11 plot. Obama did the 9/11 plot. Bill Clinton did the 9/11 plot. Bush did the 9/11 plot. Nixon, Reagan, they all did the 9/11 plot, folks. Like they really care about you because they're about to bring out the robots to take your damn jobs. They're spitting you out because they used you. I really hate it for y'all. I really do. But yeah. Clash of the Titans, major hurricane taking aim at erupting volcano. Another story about this when I've been calling it. And this time, it's the man, Mr. MBB333. And what's that sound? What? I was right. In your face, trollers, the naysayers, because every time you say I'm wrong, I'm right. Scary, huh? That's because I see things. O'Reilly. Come on, NASCAR online drivers. Come on. Say I was wrong. Say I was wrong again. Because you're scared. You're scared. I'm like, it's like Days of Thunder. And that doctor says, you're scared. You don't want to get back in that race car. You're scared. Bunch of cowards.
Hey, August 2nd, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at yet another possibly historic event that's underway, headed towards the Big Island of Hawaii. We'll get to the details here in just a moment. But first, a quick look at the solar system where all of the planets are currently sharing one side of the sun. A unique planetary position that's only occurred 6 times in the last 120 years. We'll be in this position for another 5 weeks when Mercury will bring us out of this unique arrangement after the first week of September. 5 of the last 6 times we were in this unique planetary position, Earth saw increased volcanic activity, among other things. Right now we're definitely paying close attention to the volcanic activity on Earth, but right now there's an event occurring right here in the east central Pacific Ocean. A hurricane is forming, and it's forming very, very quickly. This is Hurricane Hector. Its coordinates, or its predicted path at the moment, is to become a Category 4 hurricane in 3 days, a Category 3 strength hurricane in 12 hours, making a beeline towards the Big Island of Hawaii. See this?
Amy, remember when I told you that these hurricanes are going to come out of nowhere and they're going to be a Category 4 hurricane within 24 hours? I am hitting it. I'm hitting a home run, and I have hit 30 in a row. I have not missed a damn story, and I'm right again. Hawaii's about to go down, folks, and the West Coast, it's going to be a domino effect, just like that movie. What was that movie called? Final Destination.
Line right here by my cursor, that's the 20-degree latitude. That's 20-degree north latitude. Hawaii sits just below that line right over here. Right now, there are multiple models suggesting this major hurricane making a landfall somewhere between or right on the big island of Hawaii and Maui. That's what most of these models are suggesting. And again, this is just a forecasted model. This more than likely can and will change. But right now, we are looking at a very historic event. The volcano on the island of Hawaii, Kilauea, we're all very familiar with that. It's been erupting for, nearly 3 months now, since the end of May, or the 1st of May? Let's see, May, June, July, 90 days, I know. It's been over 90 days. That is historic. Now, you've got possibly a major hurricane about to collide with a erupting volcano. I don't know that this has ever happened, at least in recorded history. It's been talked about by meteorologists.
It hasn't happened. This is the first time ever. This is absolutely geostorm. This is geoengineering from the NWO.
And geologists both? What would happen if a hurricane hit an erupting volcano? It's a good question. It's one that was talked about last year, in fact, during the hurricane season. This was dated October 18th, 2017 from theatlantic.com. And they quote some meteorologists and geologists that talk about this very scenario. And they're referring to, in this article, category 5. If it came in contact with an erupting volcano, it would, in theory, create what's known as a hypercane. And a hypercane is a hurricane that has winds that break the speed of sound, potentially, if conditions are just right. I don't think we're looking at those types of extreme conditions around the big island of Hawaii. But what we're looking at here are the sea surface temperatures, and this is globally. And you can see in the Gulf of Mexico, they're very, very warm, and they're always warm in the Gulf of Mexico. But I would assume that around the big island, all things considered, especially the lava entry areas, that the water would be extremely warm. How far out it extends, I don't know. But I'm just applying common logic. When you take into consideration that for the better part of 90 days now, hot lava has been entering the ocean here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Not good.
So this water has to be warmer. How warm and how far out it extends, I don't know. But a major hurricane coming right at an erupting volcano is truly a historic event. One that's only been talked about. Don't think that it's ever happened. I think it came close to happening back in 1991 when a hurricane by the name of, actually it was a Typhoon Yunya hit Mount Pinatubo of the Philippines.
Wow.
And it triggered what they call lahars. And lahars are essentially landslides that are off of volcanoes. Unfortunately, many...
What did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? When a hurricane hits a volcano, it's going to be a tsunami. It's going to be a landslide and then a tsunami. What did I say the Pepsi sign would do? That's the sign of a tsunami. And the Obama, him swimming, they doing the Photoshop. They did that on purpose of him swimming, and it looks like a tsunami. Remember that.
People perished, and that event created a bigger disaster than the volcano did. But it also extinguished or slowed down the volcano to pretty much nothing. So there are many, many different scenarios that could occur in the event that we're looking at right now with regard to Hurricane Hector and the erupting volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii. Right now, let me show you some of the models that all are pretty much suggesting some sort of a Hawaii landfall. But again, we're looking at 5 or
I just got your message, D. You're right. Remember that. Day after tomorrow.
6 days out, so just keeping it realistic, you know the models are definitely going to change. This is windy.com. Normally, I gotta admit, it's very accurate. This is Hurricane Hector. Here's Hawaii, and you'll see it go just to the north. And this is Wednesday. Now we're going into early Thursday, just to the north of the Big Island, between the Big Island and Maui. Thursday morning, pretty much a direct hit between Maui and the Big Island, right there. So you're talking not only winds, a lot of rain. Looks like it slows down even towards the early part of the Thursday morning hours into Thursday afternoon. Storm surge. You've got an active volcano with lava flow. Just an unbelievable and unprecedented event. And they've already seen historic events and historic conditions out here. Just unbelievable. The island has literally transformed into a totally different place, at least on the southeast end of the Big Island.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable situation. And now we're looking at a major hurricane possibly making landfall over a flowing river of lava.
Damn.
Just unprecedented. So windy.com shows landfall, Big Island, Maui. This is a GFS model showing right off the coast Thursday, as far up as it will go, at a central low pressure of 968 right off the coast of the Big Island Thursday morning. This is a GFS model. 968 would put this in the neighborhood of a Cat 3, possibly a Category 4. So you have to factor in storm surge, high winds, and of course a lot of rain. It's a tropical storm. Ventus Guide's always been a reliable source of information with regard to tropical storms and weather in general. It's a good hub. This is a look at Hurricane Hector, Thursday morning, 2 a.m. You see it's just offshore of the Big Island. Let's step it forward 6 hours. Shows it just to the north of the Big Island, but they would still feel a lot of wind, more than likely rain. And again, this is just a forecasted model. You know it's going to change. Then it turns left 3 hours later, 8 a.m., 11 a.m. Turns into the north end of Big Island at 11 a.m. on Thursday, 2 p.m. Straightens out and heads right towards Maui. 5 p.m., a landfall, Maui. So that would bring storm surge, a lot of rain, wind, and you can see the eye wall is just offshore of Maui Thursday evening at around 8 p.m. But again, this is a forecast. It will change. It's just too far out. But right now, all of these models, even null school, as far out as it will go, shows it making a beeline towards the Hawaiian chain of islands. So they're all in at least that agreement. And there's 2 more forming behind Hector that show up on the models after the first part of next week. So a major hurricane forming in the east central Pacific headed towards an active volcano that's already producing its own weather. So you are seriously going to have a clash of the titans out there.
Mm-hmm.
An active volcano potentially squaring off with a major hurricane.
Mm.
Unbelievable. Truly an unprecedented event, much like this one here that we've been watching for several weeks. This dust blowing off the west coast of Africa has been just relentless. It's covering pretty much the entire globe with some form of particulate matter. This case here with the tan, it's very thick particulates. This cloud is over 1,500 miles wide. It's headed towards the Lesser Antilles now. It's in the central Atlantic Ocean. Looks like the wind could bring it right up, at least that's the direction now, into the Gulf of Mexico in less than a week. So either way, it looks like this is going to make some sort of a U.S. landfall. This huge, and I'm talking 1,500 miles plus wide dust storm. But it does look like there might be a little break in the action, not much, as this has been going on for weeks. It's got the entire eastern and western hemisphere just loaded in some cases with thick Saharan dust. And it doesn't look...
And the good thing is, with the dust, it's a hurricane crusher. That means it's still not bringing in the hurricanes as it's supposed to be in the Gulf, and that is a good sign. But when that dust falls out and it leaves, holy shit, y'all better get ready for gun confiscations, because that's their plan. Gun confiscations for Hawaii has been happening, and gun confiscations are happening in California, folks. And you don't think the South and the East Coast is going to get it? You're sadly mistaken, because that's their plan. Because it's happening in Chicago, and you think it's not going to happen to you. You're daydreaming. You're in school in the class, and you're thinking, while you're looking in the classroom, and you're saying, "Oh wow, I should be home playing basketball or something, or playing PlayStation or whatever." Promise you guys, they're going to sneak up on you real fast this time, and you're not even going to know it's coming. And I've been warning you and warning you, just like last year.
Like it's showing any signs of letting up significantly anyway. There does look like there might be a little break there, just simply because it's turning north into Spain. Look at that. And these are conditions right now. So in the next day or two, Spain could be engulfed in all of this sand from the Sahara. So that's been an ongoing event. So we'll definitely keep our eyes out for the long shot possibility of a hypercane. Is a hypercane even possible? MIT scientists say yes, it is in fact possible. Conditions would have to be ultra extreme. We've definitely seen extreme conditions out here, but are they extreme enough to produce a hypercane? We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully not, but this is an unprecedented event. You have a major hurricane about to square off with an erupting volcano. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day, and be safe out there.
That is absolutely scary as all get out right there. Thanks for the 6 likes. Like I said, my news is camouflage now with my gaming designs. Divers pull child from water after witnesses reports seeing woman throw child off bridge in Tampa. What? Let's listen to this one. This is interesting. What was she thinking?
Live at the scene from Action Air 1 just moments ago, our crew on scene saw first responders run the child to an ambulance and then drive away.
Let's give you a better sense of where this is happening. It's Columbus Drive near Rome Avenue.
Our Heather Lee is near that area right now. She joins us live with what we know so far. Heather, what can you tell us?
Well, you can see, Wendy, that it is still a very active scene out here. Officers are still trying to get witnesses to tell them exactly what happened before they got out here. I do want to give you an idea of exactly what we're looking at. So you can see all of the officers are knocking on doors, and they are trying to get witnesses to speak with them. Here's what we know right now. Tampa police got word from a witness someone threw a baby into the Hillsborough River. They came out and searched with a dive team for about 20 minutes. Now, we were here when officials pulled a small child out of the water. We do not know this child's condition, but we know they were rushed to the hospital. And once again, this is a very active scene. There's also a growing number of neighbors coming out of their homes to see what's going on. Of course, we are continuing to try and get more information, exactly what led up to all this. I also want to point out the child was pulled from the river right over here behind this truck that you see here, and they were rushed over to an ambulance and then taken to the hospital. This is obviously a very upsetting scene to be at, and I know a lot of neighbors are wondering exactly what's going on and the condition of that child. So we're going to continue to stay on top of this and get that information. And of course, as soon as we get that, we will pass it along to you. For now, we're live in Tampa. Heather Lee, ABC Action News.
We'll certainly have updates throughout this broadcast.
Wow.
That child right now at the hospital. We have 2 reporters on the ground working their sources to learn more about this situation. Again, unconfirmed.
So there you have it there, folks. That is absolutely horrific. Something hidden off the coast of LA. Could it be a drone or could it be a submarine? I've been seeing sightings of submarines and drones. Let's see what they have to say on this. And no, it's not a UFO. I'm tired of hearing UFO. I'm calling it a China drone that's burning the West Coast. Let's see what it is. Okay. Wait a minute. It's not going to talk. This is going to be a video.
We're live, third phase of the moon, off the coast of California. Welcome back, everybody. You seeing us clear here?
Uh-oh.
Make sure you thumbs it up so that we're broadcasting live. We want to make sure we're off the coast of Southern California here. There's been a lot of UFO sightings in this area. Thanks for...
Okay. Shut up with the UFOs. Shut up. It's China's drones. They look just like UFOs. Quit it with the stupid shit. That's why I'm here to call you out. I don't know who you are. What channel is this? Who are you? Who are you? Third something? Okay, we'll go back to the third rock from the sun, okay, idiot? I don't even want to hear about this. I'm sorry. That's a bogus story. Breaking, Iran prepares to shut down Strait of Hormuz, Persian Gulf tensions. Well, that does not surprise me. Was it y'all? Pittsburgh area swarmed by military helicopters in suspicious DoD exercise. Again, another story about the same thing. So, okay, we do have another story about the practice of none other than the tsunami practices. Y'all gonna be in the movie San Andreas. Y'all didn't believe that, did you? You didn't believe me, did you? Or did you think they brung out that movie before this happened?
This is Dabu7. This is in response to several people that have asked me what is going on in Pittsburgh in terms of military activity. This is a bit of a mystery. This mystery military training, a no-named exercise with low-flying helicopters that are over Pittsburgh and over different areas and suburbs around Pittsburgh. They've been apparently pulling this off for the past week or more, and now that it's garnered so much attention, the mayor's coming out and saying, okay, this is going to end tonight, Thursday night, and we were asked by the Department of Defense if they could come into our city and use it as a playground for exercises, and that's exactly what he did without alerting anyone in his town to what was going on. A lot of people highly upset about this. Tuesday night, Pittsburgh Pirates game. There was an eerie feeling as choppers were just sitting around very low right over the Allegheny River, so much so that the announcers of the ball game couldn't get their eyes off of it, couldn't stop talking about it. They had to cut away from the game and focus in on the helicopters that were just level with PNC Park by the river there. Lots of people asking why are helicopters creeping around. The only response that they can get from this guy is that it's super top secret, and that if you see a chopper and someone staring down at you, just know it's someone that loves this country. I've covered a lot of events. I've covered a lot of drills, all of them by name, no matter what. Anytime I see anything like this, this really shows that something that they're wanting to keep under wraps has been going on. They even admit that. They don't want crowds, large groups of people anywhere around, but they're observing something. And don't get me wrong, we need to have military training. We have all kinds of facilities for this. We have all kinds of exercises that are geared toward this, especially when you're talking about in the public. Now, when you start conducting these massive military exercises and you want to start being tight-lipped about it, and they're hovering right over large groups of people, when you say you don't want to be around large groups of people, sitting right outside of a stadium is sitting very near large groups of people.
Dabu, this is President Trump, not Obama. He's waking people up. The storm is coming. Ding. Hint, hint.
And it seems to me they're definitely, wargaming something here, the likes of which they're keeping their mouths shut about. But he does go on to state that this is beyond Pittsburgh, and I wanted to make note of it and cover this for all the people out there asking questions. If you've got any footage, any information pertaining to this, let me know. Hit me up, Wwe2k18.yahoo.com. If we can come up with a name to attach to this, or just get any kind of held out on saying much of anything until today, and now they're saying, it's going to end tonight. I'll leave a link. Make sure to tune into Underground World News Live Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Wwe2k18. Hope to see you guys there.
Okay. He is saying, and it does not surprise me, we are closing in on 8/8/18. And what is that day? Could it be Obama coming back? Because Obama Day is the 4th. 8/8/18 is on Donald Trump. Could be the fake death, couldn't it? You got to remember that bomb just now showed up at a Dallas Harbport 2 days ago when I reported that, and y'all thought I was crazy. I'm like Batman. Adam West, you would be very, very proud of me, because I'm thinking with my thinking cap on right now, and it is just absolutely on fire. Amazon Echo asks child, how many guns does daddy have? What? Oh, this is interesting. I told you Amazon was ISIS and CIA. And interesting. Amy, this may be one of the biggest stories I've heard from you. And I mean, you've got some good ones. Thank you for these stories, sweetie. You are doing a great job. Anybody else wants to help me, you're welcome to. Let's check it out. Oh, it's Nibiru News talking about this. CIA operative. Let's go to it. I just got cut off. I hope y'all are still here. Are y'all still here? Anybody? They didn't like that, did they? They did not like that at all. Wow, they cut my camera off. That was weird. It's the final. That was crazy. We're going to try this again. I'm going to let y'all hear the last story, and then I'm going to be off for tonight. I got to help my mom move. We had 2 deaths in the family. Another one died. My aunt's brother has passed away. So let y'all hear this story if we can. I'm sorry about that. The tournament's over, but I'm resuming. Amazon Echo asks, child, how many guns does daddy have? And we'll let the CIA operative talk about CIA Echo. Wow.
Here from the Viewer News and Someone'sBones.com. First reminder, we will be live at approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. And in the meantime, I have a short article to read, and then I will let you go. The title of the article is Amazon Echo asks child, how many guns does daddy have?
Wow.
And I will read.
Wow. Unbelievable.
A 6-year-old Jacksonville girl named Dana received a puzzling response from an Amazon Echo device after she asked to hear songs from the Disney movie Frozen.
Wow.
Instead of playing Demi Lovato's Let It Go, the Echo Dot Kids edition, a model marketed specifically to youngsters, demanded to know how many firearms she owned. How many guns do you have? The box queried. When Dana again requested music, the Echo rephrased its question, asking, "How many guns does Daddy have?" Apparently able to identify the tone, timbre, and inflection of a child's voice. Dana's father, Robert Paring, a 36-year-old welder at Jacksonville's Rubin Iron Works, said he was in an adjoining room but heard the Echo interrogate his daughter. He said he ran to the living room and unplugged the unit. I quote him, "I really didn't know what to think. It clearly asked Dana about guns in the home, twice.
Wow.
I've heard stories about these things, but I never really believed them. Now I'm starting to think otherwise."
Yeah.
Afterward, I plugged it back in and tried to get it to repeat those questions, but it would not. Mr. Paring stated that he asked the Echo why it wanted information on the quantity and type of firearms in the household. The Echo's only reply, "I'm feeling great. Thanks." Quoting Mr. Paring again, "Even when I specifically said, do you want to know how many guns I have, the box only gave silly canned responses. It seemed to want the answer from my daughter, not from me.
What?
I called Amazon to complain, but all they did is offered me a 15% discount on my next purchase.
Wow.
Needless to say, it's in the trash now," Mr. Paring said.
Mm-hmm.
The implication seems clear. For what must be nefarious reasons,
First of all, I would have done more than put it in the trash. I would have burned the son of a bitch so it wouldn't track you. It's got a tracking device on it. I don't know if you knew that or not.
the Echo and possibly similar home improvement devices is encouraging children to narc on their parent. That is a rightfully suspicious adult. The Echo has a history of odd behavior. In 2016, a unit notified police because it thought it heard gunfire in a home. The police sent a SWAT team, which after illegally breaking down a door found a man sound asleep, snoring noisily.
Wow.
The Echo had mistaken snores for bullets.
That's crazy.
The Echo documentation says the unit's 7 microphones activate only after a trigger word is spoken. But tests prove that the microphones remained active whenever power, electric or battery, was supplied to the unit. It constantly receives firmware updates via a wired or Wi-Fi connection and transmits data without the owner's awareness or consent. The question is, where does that information go?
I don't know. CI?
Amazon has long been accused of being an arm of the NSA, which systematically moved all its data to a cloud sharing service developed by Amazon to covertly harvest, curate, and store information on law-abiding American citizens,
Wow.
many of whom are gun owners and support the Second Amendment.
Amazon's in
It is
trouble.
reasonable to believe that the NSA shares intelligence with other government agencies, such as the Department of Homeland Security and its child, FEMA, which has tried to disarm Americans using the expansive powers granted by the Patriot Act. Thus, it is also plausible the government uses seemingly benign quality of life products to invade our right to subvert and indoctrinate our children to accomplish their fiendish goals.
Wow.
That concludes the short article I wanted to read this morning. As always,
Sorry I had to go over time, and I'm sorry I had to resume, but they're trying to stop me. And I'm not stopping. They better put a bullet to my head. I love you all. Y'all be safe. USA. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Oh my God, I've been sharing. Thank you. Seriously. We are going to save a lot of people.